welcome to Pulse by AlphaWire, the podcast where science and education meet cutting-edge technology and artificial intelligence. My name is Aldo de Pap, and each week I sit down with innovators, thinkers and doers who are working to change our world for the better. Together we explore their journeys, uncover the lessons they've learned, and take the entrepreneurial pulse that drives them on their path to success. A very warm welcome to a next episode of Pulse by AlphaWire. And my next guest is Ansofi Seret, Executive Director of Everyone.ai, an organization that anticipates and educates us about the risks and opportunities of artificial intelligence for children and adolescents. The organization brings together human-centered scientists, including neuropsychologists, AI experts, and loads more other people in the field to ensure that their work is science-based and future-oriented in terms of AI technology and its use. Everyone.ai seeks to grow internationally by fostering discussions and collaborations, making sure there is a responsible future ahead for the next generation who will undoubtedly work with AI every single day of their lives. I really love listening to Anne-Sophie's ambitious ideas and hopes for the future, and sincerely wish you will do as well. Hope you'll enjoy episode 14 of Pulse. Yes, and here we are, day 2 of the World Innovation Summit for Education, and I have the great pleasure of starting this day with Ansofi Seret, and you are the Executive Director of Everyone.ai. A very warm welcome to you, Anne-Sophie.
Thank you so much for having me.
Anne-Sophie, you and I, we bumped into each other here at WISE, and you said something that I thought was just so strong and compelling. You said we should all work better to understand AI, and it's all about how humans basically, work with it for the better, because there's a lot of fear out there, right? And we're at a conference called humanity.io, essentially talking about what humans will do once AI has taken over. And I was so happy to hear that your organization is diving into that a little deeper.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. There is a lot of opportunities that come with AI, a lot of risk as well. I think this is such a powerful tool, but both will be true. So it's never good or bad, even if people like when it's easy to understand. But when we talk about AI, we talk about so many different things. So we need to go a little bit deeper to understand what are those different opportunities and risks.
Yeah. So tell me about Everyone.ai. Where did it start? And I mean, it's growing very quickly. It's an international collaboration, loads of exciting things. But essentially, if I do not know anything about Everyone.ai, how would you explain it to them?
Absolutely. So Everyone.ai is a non-profit organization based in California. And we are 4 co-founders from Europe. And our mission is to anticipate and educate about the risks and opportunities of AI for 0 to 25 years old, because this is the time when the brain is developing. We are based in Silicon Valley, which is important in our actions because we are really at the heart of where AI is mostly developed. So we also have access to those companies and to those employees who work for AI companies who are actually developing it. So it's great to be there. And we partner with Parental Forum, which is an organization, a diplomacy organization based in Paris. And with them, we are leading the international coalition called iRace. And our goal is really having a multi-stakeholder approach with governments. So for now, we have 12 governments inside the coalition. We work with big tech companies like Google, OpenAI, Anthropomorphizing, Microsoft. We have 15 labs from different universities in the world, Stanford, Berkeley, Harvard, but also in France, also in Cairo, and 40 NGOs, all of children's protection in UK, NSPCC, 5 Rights, also in the US, Common Sense Media. And also UNICEF, UNESCO, and United Nations, we have different relations with them. We're working with them. They're supporting our work.
Yeah.
So it's a big international
There's a
multi-stakeholder
lot of, yeah.
organization.
And so when you say your work exactly, so you said you have like the academic expertise, you look at neurological impact. So the four founders, what are their backgrounds, and kind of what is it that they bring to this higher collaborative international formats that are out
Absolutely.
there?
And
Yeah.
I think what we do and also the opportunities we see with AI really relate to our expertise. So
Yeah.
we are multidisciplinary expertise. So our president is an AI expert, Grégory Renard. He has doing like AI development for 25 years.
Yeah.
He has different NASA awards and also like a lot of different awards about AI. Also, we have an educator, Céline Malvoisin. And she really brings the knowledge from the children and the relation with the technology of the children. Our chief scientist is a doctor in neuroscience, and I'm more like a business organization. So really, our four different profile really met for understanding the opportunities and also how we need to work with those companies.
Yeah, yeah. When we were talking, in preparing for this interview, I said like I'm one of those concerned parents, right? So I see this enormous advancement and acceleration of technology and artificial intelligence. I have a 6-year-old daughter. I don't know what the world's going to look like when she grows up and needs to find a job,
Yeah.
right? Because it just has such a tremendous impact. And we've heard a lot about this, like it's here to stay, it's not going to go away. AI revolution, we best embrace it. So as a concerned parent, I have questions. Also, we live in a day and age whereby technology addiction is real. I like the fact that you said you're focused on people 0 to 25 years old. That's Generation Z, or Generation Z is included in that, which is suffering the most from technology addiction. So cognitive abilities are actually not accelerating. Like human cognitive abilities are actually not showing the progress that we thought they would show because of the use of AI. How would I, as a concerned parent, how can I get involved with Everyone.ai?
There's plenty of things I want to jump in. First, let's learn from the past. Like
Yeah.
you mentioned, that the digital age right now, we actually now learn that there's not only benefits, including social media use, including a lot of tech use. We see this is not only beneficial. There is some benefits, but it's not only beneficial. So we really need to learn from that. And I will come back about that, about the actions. But as a parent, I think it's important to understand that first, a lot of kids are using it already.
Yeah.
There's a study in the US based from FOSSI that show that half of the teenagers are using daily generative AI.
Yeah.
So it's there, and sometimes parents don't even know that.
Yeah.
So it's there. We need to talk about that, and we
Yeah.
need to have some rules, and schools need to be more involved in how to use it the
Yeah.
right way and what to avoid.
Yeah.
I think it's very important as a parent to say it's not all good or all bad. I think there is some tools that can be beneficial, and we can see a lot of benefits in the healthcare, in early education, in education for example, early detection to support kids with disabilities or to support kids with learning difficulties. So there's a lot of benefits if we are using the right tools. What I would not recommend to use is all AI that pretend to be human. We can see some benefits with the engagement side, but the list of risk about having an AI friend is so much higher than any benefits we can
Yeah.
anticipate. And I really want to have a point about that because there's so many funders
Yeah.
that want to sell the AI best friend for their kids or boyfriend, girlfriend. I don't think we should have this type of relationship
Yeah.
with AI. There's a lot of risk. Actually, first, AI pretending to be a human is against children's rights
Yeah.
because it's wrong. It's a sort of manipulation, and we shouldn't allow AI to pretend to be a human.
Yeah.
And it's very complicated, especially for children. Their brain is still developing. They are in an age where they are supposed to learn empathy, taking turns, how social cues are working, how to interact with people. giving them a AI that pretend to be human, that is available 24/7. Always agree with you, or will tell you, like with a very sycophancy type of relationship, that you are the best, you're already right. This will not help them. I don't think
Yeah.
it's helped adults, but
Yeah.
adults, their brain is developed. So
Yeah.
it will not have the same impact, the same damage that it can have on children.
Yeah.
So on children, it's very important. They have to learn the world with humans
Yeah.
before they are interacting with AI, and especially on this type of relationship level,
Yeah.
we really want to avoid that.
Yeah. So uh, I I'm going to be devil's advocate here because I completely agree with everything you're saying. Yet practice shows us that there's a difference between, you know, having the principle of how things should be versus the reality. As you indicated yourself, kids are already using generative AI without parents' knowledge. Kids will be kids, so they will do things
Yeah.
that their parents do not know of. So even though you say we shouldn't, and it, here's what is best practice, the reality has shown that that's not really going to prevent anyone from doing anything, right? So what would you suggest could be, right, very practical hands-on solutions that parents can use? Because
Yeah.
as a parent, my daughter is 6 now, so she's not technology addicted today. I'm just afraid that when she's going to be a teenager and she might be a difficult adolescent at some point, that she will fall in that rabbit hole of addiction. So
Yeah.
what can I do to kind of prevent that? And or and don't worry if you don't know, but is that
I
something
know.
you
Yeah.
also look at? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I
Yeah.
think first, really for parents, don't buy a best friend, a
Yeah.
buddy, a companion.
Yeah.
Don't buy that. Don't buy a
Yeah.
toy that
Don't
will
buy.
pretend to have
Yeah.
a relationship with your kids,
Yeah.
because this decision is in your hand.
Yeah.
So don't buy that. Have as much as possible in real life experience,
Contact.
play
Yeah.
dates and
Yeah.
sleepovers and
Yeah.
friends and families and yeah, relationship with the kids and responsibilities in the real world.
Yeah.
And then that will not resolve the risk.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be on the parent's shoulder.
Yeah.
Really, resolving the risk shouldn't be on the parent's shoulder. I think
Yeah.
it's very important because the parents are the last barriers
Yeah.
to protect the children, but she shouldn't be the first.
Yeah.
So I really want to learn from what happened. Okay,
Yeah.
so with digital era and social media, it was a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
But what really actually happened? We let companies invest billions of dollars in R&D, in marketing. Companies will want to be the first on the
Yeah.
market to take the market share. And I live in Silicon Valley. I see how it works, right?
Yeah.
So they want to be the first, and then only we see the results of this use
Yeah.
of tech. And then sometimes there's harms and victims.
Yeah.
And only then regulation try to
Takes
regulate.
place. Yeah. Which is often many years later.
Too late,
Regulate. Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
really too late. Too late, why? Because harms and victims already happened.
Yeah.
And also because if we let companies invest billions of dollars, then they don't want to take back their products.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose the money. They invested so much, they want return.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is to work with company, and this is what we do at Everyone.ai and with the iRace coalition as well. We work with companies. We want to help them as soon and as early as possible before the product launch.
Yeah.
As soon as the product is launched, it's really hard to take it back.
Yeah.
So we want to work with them. And actually, we have a very, very good relationship with the companies.
Yeah.
They have awesome questions.
Yeah.
They really want, most of them, they really want to do it right.
Yeah.
And they really want to be beneficial for the users.
Yeah.
So they are asking us, what should
Yeah.
be the persona of our AI? What can we do, cannot do? And the nuance is really hard to find. So
Yeah.
we are working with them, and we bring researchers from different universities.
Yeah.
And we really tackle those questions to
Yeah.
have a very precise recommendation
Yeah.
for them. So as early as possible. And then the goal is, as soon as we have some consensus with the tech companies, we want to go to regulation as fast as possible.
Yeah.
We shouldn't wait for harms and victims. And actually, when we were talking about the impact of AI on cognitive and social emotional development 2 years ago, seriously, nobody will really see the issue and the
Yeah.
risk that was coming. And now, unfortunately, a few suicides later,
Yeah.
people see the issue.
Yeah.
And now people are listening to us.
Yeah.
This is why we grow a lot, is because we have
Yeah.
a lot of traction, because
Yeah.
people realize and company realize, whoa, we didn't anticipate those risks.
Yeah.
And actually, when you have the right experts around the table, neuroscientists, psychologists, we can see the risk. There's so many red
Yeah.
flags in some
In some of these
uses.
things, yeah. This reminds me of this book written by Professor Galloway, and it's just recently published. It's a Notes on Being a Man, and he kind of addresses, the effect of, what it's like to be a boy growing up right now, and that, technology is an amplifier of them, you know, ending up in this bubble of isolation.
Yeah.
Jonathan Haidt in The Anxious Generation, he writes what it is like for girls, specifically social media, whereby social media has this illusion of belonging for loads of girls, but they end up being depressed because this is not real. They want to belong to a social circle that
Yeah.
is only online, isn't really there. They try to do their best so much
Yes.
that, and they don't get the answers that they want, right? So this simulated environments are just so bad for developing brains, are they
Yeah.
not? Yeah,
Especially for the
yeah,
teenagers,
yeah,
because this is a time when their brain is developing a lot,
yeah,
and they really want to feel part of the group.
yeah,
So any stress around that is really hard for them.
yeah,
So like having a public evaluation of likes on of pictures you post with filters.
yeah,
Like if we would have asked psychologists 10 years ago, is it a good use of social media? That
yeah,
they could have said no,
yeah,
because when you know how the adolescent's brain work, you see this is very risky for them.
yeah,
So we really need to now anticipate what does it mean with AI.
yeah,
And I really want to highlight about this AI friends risk, even if people like to have to anthropomorphize. So anthropomorphism is when you give a human value to an object or to or to things, and we really do that. So especially when AI has a voice, we
yeah,
really anthropomorphize it. So we
yeah,
think it's a human, even if somehow we know it's not.
yeah,
And I really want to highlight that I hear so many funders who want to resolve the loneliness
yeah,
crisis
yeah,
while giving an AI
yeah.
friend.
That's not the
This is
solution.
terrible. This
Yeah,
is the opposite of what we should
yeah,
do.
yeah,
And I just want to compare to an image that we will understand. It's like, for me, it's as stupid as if you put a sun on a screen and you hope to have vitamin D.
yeah,
You are completely missing the point
yeah,
that we have bodies.
yeah,
And for having vitamin D, you need your body to be
yeah,
outside under the sun.
yeah,
This is exactly the same. You can have an AI friend, or you talk with a buddy or companion or confidant. You feel it's human,
yeah,
but it's not.
yeah,
And then actually, there's some research showing that you don't have as much oxytocin,
yeah,
which is the hormone to have a well-being, to feel great, and to feel connected. So
yeah,
it's a love hormone, we call it.
yeah,
So you don't have oxytocin
yeah,
when you talk with your AI friend.
yeah, yeah. There's so much to unpack here, and I think we can talk for hours. I'm just going to throw one thing in there as well, which is, and we hear that as well. Just this morning we had a plenary, wonderful first ladies, as well as Sheikha Moser bin Nasser, also talking about digital economy and digital skills. So our economy increasingly globally is more and more dependent on our own digital know-how and savviness, right? um, Loads of the parents of the generation with the developing brains are economically dependent on their devices, including AI.
Yeah.
So as a parent, and I would include myself there, I'm sometimes torn. I need to use devices. I don't want my daughter to use that device, but she sees me using it.
Yes.
So somewhere I endorse the fact that it's okay to use them,
Yeah.
right? So there's a tension there that as a parent, and you might recognize it as well. It's like you feel torn.
Yes.
So how do we cope with that? Because I also think this entire isolation is also a side effect of us just adopting technology at such a massive scale and at such a massive speed that kind of we're now suffering with the nasty consequences of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So first, there is a name of that. It's
Okay.
called technoference. Is when tech is between two humans. So, for example, you are talking with your child, or you are playing with someone, or doing anything with someone, and then you have a notification, and then you
Yeah.
grab your phone.
Yeah.
It cuts the human relationship.
Yeah.
And this is actually very annoying for the other person, but
Yeah.
it also shows a signal that no matter what is this notification, it's more important than you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say it officially, but it
Yeah.
somehow show that.
Yeah.
So I agree, and I feel guilty.
Yeah.
I don't know if my kids will see this video, but
Yeah.
I feel guilty about having technoference as well.
Yeah.
So I think we should work as a family to have some rules,
Yeah.
and several rules I can share. I'm sure I would love if some of your audience can share their own best
Sure.
practices
Yeah.
too. But I think first we should model the use of tech. Sure,
Yeah.
if you're all the time on your phone, then your kids will know it's okay.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they will
will
ask
think.
for a phone, and
Yeah.
as soon as they have one, they will use it all
Yeah.
the time. And some good practices is like when we have a family time, for example, for lunch or dinner, we don't have phones around the table because the family is more important.
Yeah.
But also maybe when we watch a movie together, we put the phone away.
Yeah.
So then we don't have any notification.
Yeah.
I like the rule also that there's some places in the house that there's no phones.
Yeah.
Like the most important thing in that room is to be together.
Yeah.
I know how hard it can be. I work from home,
Yeah.
so remotely. So I know like I'm all the time between two meetings. So my
Yeah.
kids see me as that. So I try to say loud what I'm doing because
Yeah.
sometimes I'm booking play dates for them, or
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like answering an important meeting
Yeah.
or work questions. So I try to say loud what I'm doing. I say, okay, I'm planning your play date with your friend for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, give me some time, da da da. And then you cannot say loud, oh, I'm just scrolling on TikTok or
Yeah.
I'm just scrolling
Yeah.
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So because when you say it, you feel weird, and
Yeah.
then you put
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
phone
I
away.
had that.
So it's good also for the
Yeah.
kids to understand. And when out loud you realize that actually you shouldn't do that,
Yeah.
it really helps you as well.
Yeah.
But so I think technoference is a big issue. We see that it can have a major impact on the children's self-esteem
Yeah.
and also well-being. So
Yeah.
I think it's a topic underestimated right now.
Yeah.
There's some studies that are coming up that shows the impact on, especially on babies.
Yeah.
And I think we need to take care of that.
Well,
absolutely.
my version of events is we're all humans. Parents are humans as well, and therefore they are also susceptible to technology addiction.
Yes,
It's not only Generation Z, and these tools are developed to become addicted. I had a similar situation whereby on Christmas Day of all days, my 4-year-old daughter wants to play with me, and I'm on my phone looking at scrolling in Instagram, and I was about to say, no, daddy's working, and I was like, what kind of a monster are you? So at that point I deleted the app because I was like, this is just abnormal. This is abnormal.
Yeah.
Right now, and right now for the podcast promotion I'm back on Instagram, but I don't like it. So just this morning I was talking about, is there a way that you can just post but not be on there? It's like I'm trying to find workarounds around my own kind of addiction, because and here's where I'm torn, because in order to for people to find out about this podcast, for instance, I need to use social media. So I kind of feel that I'm, it's a very difficult situation to be in, and but we're not going to find the answers now. It's already good that we highlight it and say about it. One tip that we have, is what we do is we've kind of we're trying not to do any screen time, meaning television time during the week. And if we do television time, it's a family movie. So we make it a family event. So the association is with, like, we're not doing this alone. Now she's 6, so, if she's growing up, she might not want to do that. But right now that seems to work, kind of, So,
it's a great use.
Yeah.
Also, video games is great to play together.
Yeah.
It's a good bonding time.
Yeah.
There is a lot of good video games when you
Yeah.
have a lot of strategy,
Yeah.
problem solving,
Yeah.
and work and playing parents and kids
Yeah.
together. Sometimes the kids are better than parents.
Yeah.
So it's a nice bonding time. So
Yeah.
that's a good use
Yeah.
of screen. I
Yeah.
like the movie night, and
Yeah.
I have teenagers, and they still like when we are
Movie night.
together
Yeah.
with no phones.
Yeah.
I think this is a good use of
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
and screen. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think for just like my own personal tips for Instagram, so I also deleted the apps because
Yeah.
I was losing too much time. And now my LinkedIn become my TikTok. Like just
Yeah.
click on LinkedIn,
Yeah.
just because
So,
the
but
algorithm know me so well.
but it draws you in again,
yes.
right? In the
So I
same
just
way.
deleted that
Yeah.
app as well, and now I'm unlinking on my computer because it's work time.
Yeah.
And I scroll less.
I think on desktop rather
Yeah,
than
maybe
on
you
your
should
phone.
do
Yeah.
that because
Yeah.
Instagram is part of your work.
Yeah.
So having that on your laptop and not
It's
your
more
phone.
difficult to use on desktop, but this is not about my Instagram problem. This interview, but no, 100%. This is one of the things that I looked into as well. It's like, yeah, I'm going to use it on desktop and those things.
Or you have
But
a phone for work and a phone for personal life. But
no, that could also be. But my point being is that we, as a parent, you lead by example.
Yeah.
And if we think we're kind of not addicted, or that it doesn't happen to us, that it's only to safeguard the other generation, then I think we're making a mistake. We also need to realize that, listen, they're copying us,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
So my daughter now still say, "Dad, put away your stupid phone," and I love her saying that, right?
Yeah,
Because she
to
wants that
encourage
level
that.
of attention. But again, she's 6, right? So it's we're in for loads of changes. So yeah, that's what you need to take into consideration. Yeah,
You mentioned Jonathan Haidt. I think he has very clear advice that
Yeah.
actually I think it's very useful. Like parents need clear advice.
yeah,
And I like that there is no smartphone before high school.
Yeah.
He highly recommend banning phones from school during the school time, bell
Yeah.
to bell. I think this is brilliant. I also love that he's highlighting the importance of offline life and
Yeah.
responsibilities
Yeah.
and going outside. And I
Yeah.
think as a parent who lived through COVID,
yeah,
it's really uncomfortable for us
Yeah.
for having our kids outside,
yeah,
and we have to do it. And
yeah,
we shouldn't track our kids with GPS.
Yeah.
Like they should have their own life.
should be
And
there.
I
Yeah.
understand how
Yeah.
hard it is as a parent.
Yeah, Isabel Howe, I want to mention her
Yeah.
as well. She was a guest on this podcast as well, and we spoke about her book,
I love her book.
which is
She's awesome.
which is all about that. What we are supposed to teach our children is to build relationships, and that's not something that AI can teach you, right?
Absolutely.
So that's what we need to go for. How do we make sure that they become wholesome adults that are able to nurture relationships? And that goes hand in hand with what Professor Galloway writes about, because he says boys are not able to. They don't see the benefit of meeting their potential partners, of going on dates with girls or whatever more. They don't want to, because everything's so easy available to them through technology. So that level of resilience, rejection maybe, that's which is part of life, they're not picking up on that, because technology just makes it a lot easier for them. Indeed, maybe by pretending to be a person, or pretending, for people to pretend that they have a relationship with an AI tool, which is, I agree with you, very, very dangerous.
And I don't have the solution for that. I
No.
wish I have.
Yeah.
But some personal best practice. We have a group of parents around one of our children. And so we partner with all the parents from the same group of girls.
Yeah.
And we share rules. It's
Yeah.
so much easier for the kids. So
Yeah.
then it's so much easier for us too. Because we say, okay, no smartphone before high school.
Yeah.
And then our kids is not left alone, because
Yeah.
they are part of a group who have the same rules.
Yeah.
So I think this is important to work as a community.
Yeah.
And again, I don't pretend to have the key
Answer.
or the solution
Yeah.
on that. But I think connecting with other parents,
Yeah.
having kids together, don't be afraid about having a lot of kids in your house, and this is very noisy, and
Yeah.
you can have fun, having as much in real life,
Yeah.
in real life outside of online. And I think for boys as well, like, okay, they love video games. Maybe they can play at least in the same room.
Yeah.
Can we double check about what type of video games they are playing?
Yeah.
Is it very violent,
Yeah.
or is it problem solving video games?
Yeah.
And then having games outside of screens as well. So I think parents should work as a community
Yeah.
for having rules, and it's really changed the kids' opportunities as well.
Yeah.
So again,
Yeah.
it's just one of the ideas, and I
Yeah.
would love to share more ideas.
Yeah.
And I love Isabel Ho books. I can't
Yeah.
highlight that enough.
Yeah.
She has very good intention, and I think love to learn is very, very important.
Yeah.
Reading.
You mentioned in preparation for this interview that you're also supported by AI creators, big companies like OpenAI and Google. How do you work with them? So is that also in the product development process, or are they supporting you? Or because it's good to know that they care, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I would really difference AI companies. They are not all the same. I think there's the LLM, like the one you mentioned, Gemini to GPT, they want to give you an answer, they want to help you. They're not planning to have any relationship with you. They're not trying to do that. While Character AI, Replica, they are creating avatars that they want you to be attached, and emotional reliance, which are really apps that I highly not recommend. So I think like Google and OpenAI, they really care and they ask the right question. They really want to improve their models to be as efficient as possible and as beneficial as possible. So I really appreciate this company who want to do it right. I understand that we have to bring researchers and we need consensus as fast as possible to have the answer as fast as possible for them. Because as I said in the beginning, when the product is on the market, it's so hard for the companies to take it back. So even if I wish we can. So I think it's important to have a scientific consensus. So our chief scientist is now working on anthropomorphic and emotional reliance with teen and AI, for example. So I think that will be a very important knowledge to share with all the companies and also the startups. What I can see is that a lot of startups want to do it right and sometimes are just making so huge mistakes. We have a lot of startups contacting us saying, oh, I love your mission. I also want to do beneficial AI for children. And then they are doing a teddy bear for 0 to 5 years old with ChatGPT inside. I'm like, no, this is not what you should do. So I think we need guidelines. So I like that these big companies are helping us to bring and to nurture this conversation. We highly need researchers, and this is what we are doing, because we don't want to wait to have data, because in that circumstances, sometimes data will come too late with harms and victims. So waiting for data is not the right situation. We need to have scientific consensus. To the best of our knowledge, what will be our advice? And then when we don't know what will be the best situation, we should have a precautionary approach. We are talking about children. We shouldn't take risk on those children. It's important to be cautious. And when there's red flags about the potential risk, we should just make sure we are safe. And then we have time to prove that it's safe. Sure. Like, let's do it in that way and not the opposite.
Not the other
Let's
way
not
around.
share the tools with millions of users and only then see the risk and the side effect. Let's just try to do it the opposite. Let's use AI. There's a lot of opportunities. And then when there's so many risks, let's just not use it too much. And just we can double check. And if it proves to be safe, let's use it. But we should make sure it's on that side.
I think you should put out like a template of standards and best practice and make sure that is adopted, and it's so much needed. I think we can talk for hours about this topic. I'm diving into my very last questions. One of the things that you opened with is you work with people at the Paris Peace Forum. So that means that it's slightly more diplomatic, political. Can you explain to me how you've received support from the Peace Forum thus far? Because it sounds like whether we want to or not, this needs to, reach higher levels whereby people can regulate certain AI companies. Because as much as we don't want there to be teddy bears for 0 to 5-year-olds with ChatGPT inside them, I think we're not going to be able to prevent them from, tapping into the market, right? Of stepping into the market. So what if anything can Everyone.ai do to kind of work with politicians, and what would you suggest, the strategy to be there?
This is the perfect next step after talking about what companies should do and how we can help them. As soon as we have consensus, we need to go straight to regulation. We shouldn't wait for arms. And also protecting children shouldn't be on the voluntary basis. Like now we work with those companies who really want to do it right. And we want to partner with us, which is great. And then it shouldn't be on a voluntary basis. So we have to go straight to regulation. We already worked in the past with the European Commission, and we can do a lot more. I think it's important that governments are looking at that topic, because the mental health of their population, of course, should be the priority, and will come with a very high cost for the society. So I think this is why we work with 12 governments. So from Norway, Denmark, also Senegal, Togo, Uruguay, Mexico. So in different, and there's 12 in total, but they're different from different continents. And I'm really looking for having more governments, because having governments inside this conversation really show to the companies that they have to take care of that.
Yeah.
It's not an optional topic.
Yeah.
They have to work on it.
They have to do it.
And then as soon as we have consensus with these companies, having those governments hopefully will faster the creation of regulation.
Yeah, yeah. Loads of work to be done, Anne-Sophie. My two very last questions. Is there any reading that has inspired you? So you as a mother, as the executive director of this organization, on your path in getting this organization off the ground and working with it, has there been any reading that inspired you that you would care to share with our listeners?
Actually, I love the two books you mentioned about Isabello.
Yeah.
I think Jonathan Haidt, I really like that it's really straightforward, very clear with advice. But then if I have one reading to recommend, will be the report that our chief scientist wrote, because this is really the only a publication that is really focused on the future of child development in the AI era. So it's available on our website. I'm happy to share the link.
We'll
I think
include
this
it in our
is
show notes.
important to understand that AI will interfere between 0 and 25 years old with windows of development.
Yeah.
So I think there's so much to unpack that is in this research report that I'm really happy to share.
Nice. We'll be sure to share it as well with our listeners. And then my very last question, and I ask every guest on this podcast, do you have a morning ritual? And if so, do you care to share?
I don't.
You don't.
Do you ask men as well?
I ask everyone.
Okay,
No. Every guest is asked. And I said, like, do you care to share? So you don't need to share. I'm just fascinated by the energy of the morning. And that's why it's my own personal research that I'm doing, asking people about
So I think I wake up too late because I just snooze my phone, and then I scream at my kids to be ready on time, and then we run for the bus.
Yeah.
I think most of the parents can relate to my morning routine.
No, but that's your morning routine then.
That's my morning routine. And then we have the bus on time. I never missed it.
Yeah.
And then I have a coffee and start working.
Amazing.
And I work with Europe from Silicon Valley, so I have
you have other hours. Yeah. Well, I didn't mean it as a dig. Absolutely
no
not.
No contemplation, no yoga thing.
Get up at 5 a.m.
I live in Silicon Valley, but still,
I love your honesty. Thank you very much, Ansofi. And to be honest, I think a lot of people have that as a morning routine, but they would like their morning routine to be right. That is
a normal life as well. So I hope people can feel better now.
Yeah. I certainly do. I most certainly do. Thank you so much for this lovely interview, Ansofi Seret from Everyone.ai.
Thank you.
You've listened to Pulse by AlphaWire, produced by Natalie Piles and Amela Faisal, with great music, The Optimist, written by Holly Hamill, performed and produced by ALO. Episodes hosted weekly by me, Aldo de Pauw.